Amid rising tensions in West Asia and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz by Iran, key US allies are holding back from deploying naval forces to the region. Both Australia and Japan have said they currently have no plans to send warships despite Donald Trump demanding international support to protect oil tankers passing through the strategic waterway. Australia's Transport Minister Catherine King said the country will not send a Navy ship to the Strait of Hormuz, which is one of the world's most critical oil shipping routes. Speaking to national broadcaster ABC, King said, and I'm quoting here, "It's clear, obviously, the longer that the war continues, the greater the impacts will be felt, not just by us, but obviously the Asia-Pacific region overall. We'll continue to monitor those events as they occur." But she added, but at this stage, all of the ships that were planned to come into Australia are coming in. The fuel supply is holding. The strait through which a large share of the world's oil passes has been effectively shut down by Iran in response to the ongoing US-Israeli war against Iran. Despite the global energy concerns, the ministry said that the national fuel stockpile is strong enough to keep the country supplied, even though some local distribution issues could emerge if the conflict continues. Meanwhile, Japan, one of the world's largest importers of oil, has also indicated that it is not preparing any maritime security mission at this stage. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi said such a mission would be extremely difficult from a legal standpoint. Under Japan's pacifist constitution adopted after World War II, sending the country's self-defense forces into foreign military operations remains politically and legally sensitive.
As we have not yet received any such requests to dispatch escort ships, it is difficult for us to respond to hypothetical matters. The Japanese government is currently examining what necessary measures should be taken. Of course, this will be within the Japanese legal framework, but we are proceeding with consideration as to how we can protect the lives of Japanese vessels and their crews, and what can be done in such regards.
In the current Iran situation, we are not at the moment considering issuing a maritime security operation. Above all, it is essential that diplomatic efforts be made to calm the situation.
But the stakes are high for Tokyo. Japan is the world's fifth largest economy and imports about 95% of its oil from West Asia, with around 70% passing through the Strait of Hormuz. With global energy supply at risk, the situation in the strait is being closely watched by governments and markets around the world. To discuss more on the West Asia war, we were earlier joined by Professor James A. Russell, Associate Professor in the Department of National Security Affairs at NPS. Listen into what he had to say.
The United States, ever since it got dragged into this war by the Israelis, has been concerned with tactics and operations. This sort of question, for example, of trying to interest allies in another version of the tanker escort operation, which operated in Operation Earnest Will, for example, in the Iran-Iraq War. And of course, the countries being asked about this are asking the correct question, which is that what's the strategic purpose of this? And are we, the countries that are doing this, placing ourselves at risk? And it again gets to this obvious sort of conclusion that Trump and his administration had absolutely no earthly idea what they were getting themselves into when they started this, and they have no earthly idea of how to get out of it. They're stuck. They're stuck simply blowing things up, hitting targets, and now they're trying to put together this some sort of naval coalition. And I can tell you, there's a reason why the United States Navy isn't in there today escorting tankers through the Gulf the way they did in Operation Earnest Will. This was, again, many, many years ago. But it's because of the anti-ship missiles that Iran has got in concrete revetments and drilled into rock on Abu Musa and the Tums Islands, as well as Bandar Abbas.